came to Creighton right after I finished my PhD, which was a little bit unusual that I didn't do a postdoc before I came here. So when I arrived in Creighton, I was pretty green. And I really have to give credit to Bob Kennedy, who was one of the faculty members at that time. He really helped me a lot in terms of figuring out how to navigate academia and help me get started on my teaching. My husband was really my rock, has been my rock through this whole career. He's so encouraging and supportive of my work and kind of takes up the slack all the time when I have to work late or travel. It really would have been hard for me to do what I've done without his help. I really like the physics department here at Creighton because it's small and friendly, and the people have a great sense of community, not just the faculty members, but also the students. I love the things that we do as a group, retreats and picnics and parties and field days. I really enjoy kind of feeling like a part of this community where everyone really cares about each other. I've been a professor here in the physics department now for 20-some years. It's been a long time. I spent 10 years of that time as chair of the department, although I gave up that position a few years ago. And when I think about what I'm proudest of in the several decades that I've been here, the thing that really stands out is that I was involved in hiring a lot of the younger faculty in our department, and when I look at the quality of people that we have in our department and know that I had a hand in bringing those people here, I'm really proud of that. My research has really progressed a lot from the nuclear theory research that I did for my PhD, which was very theoretical, pencil and paper kind of work. And when I arrived at Creighton and started trying to think about how I would involve undergraduates in that work, I really appreciated the offer from Mike Cherney to join his research group, which really changed the direction of my research and really enabled me to be successful in my career here. What I do now is high energy physics research, and I'm a member of 2 international collaborations: STAR at the Relativistic Heavy Ion Collider at Brookhaven Lab in New York, and ALICE at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN in Geneva. And both of those collaborations take nuclei that have been completely ionized, so bare nuclei, and collide them at basically the speed of light. And most of my colleagues are interested in what happens when the nuclei hit each other and they smash and all kinds of exciting things happen. What I actually focus on is what happens when the nuclei miss each other. And in those cases, the interaction is an electromagnetic interaction, and the electric fields that we encounter in those situations are very large, very hard to produce in any other setting. And so we're able to study the electromagnetic interaction in sort of this very intense field. So that's my particular niche in these collaborations, is studying what we call ultra-peripheral collisions. One of the things I spend a lot of time doing is teaching, and I love teaching. The way that I teach has changed a lot over the years. When I first came to Creighton many years ago, I wrote on a chalkboard with chalk, and then for a number of years, the technology that was in favor was transparencies. And so I had many folders full of carefully prepared transparencies that I wrote on with colored markers and figured out how to overlay appropriately on top of each other. And then, thank goodness, all that went away, and now we have computers and PowerPoint. But there's been sort of that technological evolution in my teaching. But there's also been an evolution in terms of moving away from lecturing to students and moving sort of progressively more and more to getting students involved in what's going on in the classroom. So sometimes that means that I use little clickers so that I can ask a question and students can click in their response. Sometimes it's having students discuss things with each other. I've moved from what I might have done a few years ago as an example for the class, moved to having the students in the class work that out themselves with my help, and just trying to get students involved in that process as much as possible so that they stay interested and engaged. When I think about teaching, I think what's important really is not me teaching. What's important is the students learning, and that my goal as a teacher is just to help the students learn or create an environment where the students can learn. The learning happens from the students, not from me, and so I try to set up an environment where the learning can really happen easily.